Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Adventure August YouTube Hop by the Paper Crafting YouTubers Facebook group. And today's theme is adventure, and so we can create anything we want with the theme adventure. And I'm making a layout, and this is a picture of my daughter and her two boys. And I don't think I used that Bramble Fox die either, any of them. And then I do use a part of a rub on a little bit, I think. I pointed out the die I was using there. Then I had the ephemera plus a couple of the laser cuts. And I had these dies, die cuts. They're die cuts. They're not dies. I cut a whole bunch out one time and they had been sitting there and I thought, well, I'm going to use it on a layout. I used one a week or two ago too. So I'm going to get them used up. And then I'll probably turn around and cut some more. I'm using what is it? Stormy Sky. I think that's what it is. I love that color, and it goes so good with this piece of paper. At first, I did not think I was putting any mixed media on there at all because I loved it the way it was. But then I got to thinking what else I would like on there. And so I'm using the reverse chicken wire, and I am, let's see, what color do I use with that? Did y'all see? I hope y'all saw, because I'm thinking, though, it is the Stormy Sky. I'm thinking that's what it is. No, it looks kind of green, don't it? So, yeah, it's a green, but I am putting it on there, and it's only been a few days since I made this layout. I also have that stencil up there on the right. Since adventure is the theme, I thought I would use the adventure with the arrow there on my layout to add that word into the layout to go along with the theme. And I decided at first I was going to use the black soot, and see how dark that is. Oh my goodness, that scared me. I thought I messed up my totally beautiful piece of paper. It was so dark, so I lightened my hand, on that brush, and so part of it is lighter and darker, and I liked that pretty good when I got done. And the dark wasn't as dark as I was afraid it was going to be. I used Rustic Wilderness, I believe is which one I'm using on that stencil there with the word adventure. And I put it from the edge a little bit because I have a couple things I plan on putting there. I'm also using the black soot for this crackle stamp, and it is from Bo Bunny. No, I think it's Stampendous. Stampendous, I think is what it is. I'm just adding it here and there. I love that stamp. I think it is just the cutest thing to add to your background. I forgot about the bubble looking one. I thought I'd go ahead and have it, and it's kind of like a generic one. It came in a kit, so I have no idea what it is, but I do like the bubbles because they're all different sizes on there. And again, I'm using the Stormy Sky. Oh, here's my die cuts. And I purposely put that one with the little plus sign up there on the top there. Then I turned it over and made sure the one was showing at the bottom. However, I will notice after I'm done with the layout, I cover the one at the bottom up. So yeah, I could have just done it any which way. And I did think about just using one and cutting it in half, but I wasn't quite sure what was going to be showing and what wasn't. So I went ahead and used the two on there since I had so many already. Now, at first, the idea in my head did not include a strip of pattern paper. However, I got to thinking about wanting a piece on the other side, so I wanted to make sure there was one kind of, to match, to carry over. And, oh, here I am cutting the center out because I have a little camera die cut out, and I thought I'd put it where the lens was, just a little chunk of it. However, when I tried it, it hardly showed up at all. You couldn't even tell it was green behind there. So, yeah, I thought I'd save it for something else. And there's my photo, and I thought I'd frame it in one of the map locator kind of thing, chipboard frames is in the collection. I forget what Katie Petite called it, but I think she says something about map. And I think it's like the, oh, you know, the GPS numbers or something. Uh, when I put that strip on that side, I was going for just one of the die cuts, the one that I ended up putting on that side, but it looked kind of funny all by itself over there. So then I decided to put a strip of paper there, and that's why I had to put one on the other side. But I was thinking that I wanted that, and I didn't show that die set. It is Bramble Fox. There is a set of 4, and then they have another set of 4. And if you buy them together, you get $5 off the whole thing. So I bought them together. They were for my Mother's Day present, but yeah, it's just the cutest set of dies. I made my hike. I used a 6x8 paper pad and cut it out of there, and then I put green around the outside edge. If I'd known I was going to be using so much black, because I did that like first thing when I was thinking about I was going to do the layout, and that is a Sizzix die. I might not even have showed that. I can't remember. I have done this voiceover so many times because the voice don't match the video. If it don't work this time, it's going anyway. But I would have used black, though, if I had known what I was had planned for the other stuff. But I already had it cut out and decided to go ahead and use it anyway. So I used that stencil to put black behind it. That was the reasoning on my black. I had that one little branch, and I thought, well, I could cut it apart. There's like 4 pieces in the branch, I think. And I thought I could cut it apart and put one branch on each of the letter. However, I had that little piece of the Hobby Lobby moss mesh with too many M's right there. I had to be careful, or I'd just been mumbling. But I think it's just the prettiest mesh, and I like putting it in my more rustic layouts. And I had that in my hand, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and put it on the H too. And then I put the first branch and thought, oh, I can just put the whole little cluster here and not do the rest of the hike. And I liked it really well, but I do like putting it on each letter sometimes too. I got this tree ring, I think tree ring slice, I think is what it's called. And it was a cut apart on one of the packaging things, so it don't say anything on it, but some of them do. And so I will be putting some greenery right in front of it, and you can just see it peeking out from behind. This collection has some trees, and this one looks like one that is all blossomed out, so I put it up at the top. And then the fern leaves, I colored them with bundled sage. One was already colored with it, and then apparently I didn't use it, and so I colored the other 2 in the same color. And I'm putting them behind there, and then I'm going to add some leaves too. But while I'm doing that, I'll tell about my photo. That's my daughter and her 2 boys, my 2 oldest grandsons. And we were in Tennessee in the Gatlinburg area, and I think it was Cades Cove. And we were walking back to the car, and the boys were walking with me and talking and everything. And I told them to go on ahead, that I wanted to picture them from the back. And my daughter had walked over the little bridge, so they did too. However, I didn't. I was standing right there so I could get a good picture. And that part wasn't wet. You can see water under the bridge, but it's like a little trickle I had to step over. And I really liked how that turned out. I thought about zooming in a little farther, but you couldn't see, when I was printing the photo out, to crop it down so it'd be a little closer. But you couldn't see the bridge as good, so I went ahead and left it like it was. And there's my cattails die. And I love it because it's got, well, I guess a flat bottom. However, sometimes I like to cover part of it up. So I did with the Explore more. And you notice that it's crooked. Well, me sitting here looking at it over and over again and doing the voiceover over and over again, it did get straightened. But yeah, it does look crooked right there. I'm I'm adding, let's see, I think there's a little bit of greenery there. I can't tell for sure because I end up adding a butterfly over the top of it. And I tried to go from the largest, then smaller. And so I've got 3 that's going to go on the layout. And that first one, the reason I picked it out of several was because of the blacks. Since I had black in those other places, I wanted to get a little more down on my title. So that butterfly had blue plus the black, and so I put it down there. In my head, I pictured a ticket on this side too. I wanted to put that notebook trim paper die cut right there. And I thought, well, I'll put a ticket there too. Well, I forgot about it. So you see me using my little spatula thing and sliding it under there. And then I had to add a little bit more glue so that it would all fit. But I didn't want it going out too far. So I am cutting part of it off. And let's see, where am I at on here? Well, I can't tell for sure. So what I'm going to do is tell you about the links down there below. There for the YouTubers Hop from Paper Crafting YouTubers on Facebook group. And once a month, the first Saturday of the month, we do something along the same theme. And some will be doing other stuff besides scrapbooking. So there will be variety of things for inspiration. I can look at other stuff besides scrapbook layouts and get ideas for a scrapbook layout. So check the other layouts, the other videos out. As I said, I had a little camera cut out in black. Well, I didn't like it in black once I laid it on there. It was fine in my head, but it was not fine once I actually laid it on there. So I used, I don't think it's the same paper that I cut the hike out of, a different 6x8 paper that was already cut into, and I picked what I liked on it. And then when I got done and it got cut out, I decided to leave the center part in, but I inked all around it in brown and all around the camera in brown. So the cuttings would show up better, especially the one in the center. And like I said, I picked out the one I wanted, but I wanted some more stuff on there. I thought it needed to look worn and weathered. So I'm adding just a little bit of the rub onto it to make it a little bit worn and weathered. That's why I added the brown ink to start with. And underneath it, you'll see a little strip and it says look around. Then it has 2 little screws on each end. Well, faux screws on each end. They're printed on there. But it's so cute. I added it. And just a little bit of greenery. So that's it. That's my layout. I had so much fun creating it. It's a little bit longer video. I'm sorry about that. But like I said, I had a lot of fun making it anyway. And if the voiceover is off, I am so very sorry for that. But this is my last time. And I'm sure I've got a million things I want to say on here because I thought I already said them. That's the bad part about doing the voiceover more than once. But there's Explore More, and guaranteed it is straighter than it was when this picture was taken. And the cattails, I love the cattails, and I love those butterflies that's in Katie Petite's collections too. They're all really pretty. And you can see where I added the stenciling on the background with the black. And boy, my trim there looks black on this picture, but it is not. It is green. And here's that little cluster over to the left. And you can see the bubbles going up there. And I try when I'm doing them to kind of, the bigger ones especially, to get the edges more than the center, but it don't always work out that way. And there's the cluster up there by the photo. And yeah, love, love, love nature study. But I want to thank you all so very much for joining me today while I created my layout. And I hope you have a happy, scrappy week and fun on the hop. Bye.